Is your kicking draining all of your energy while you're barely moving forward? You're not alone. 90% of swimmers waste energy with an ineffective kick. Hi, I'm Alex Coach, former Olympian and senior swim coach. Today I'm going to fix your kick so you can swim longer with less fatigue. The most common mistake I see in swimmers is kicking from their knees instead of kicking from their hips. This is like trying to walk through the deep sand with stiff legs. It takes tons of energy, but it doesn't move you forward much. This mistake creates drag and tires you out quickly, turning your legs from potential power source into anchors. By the end of this video, you'll have a kick that actually helps your swimming instead of hurting it. You will swim longer distances without getting tired, and you'll feel more balanced and more powerful in the water. Today, I'm going to cover 4 biggest kick mistakes, and I'm going to show you exactly how to fix each one with simple drills that you can practice in your next swim. These are straightforward but game-changing techniques that can transform your swimming immediately. If you want to learn freestyle the right way, then click in the link below and get your first level free and see real progress, from beginner to a confident swimmer. Watch it anywhere, phone, tablet, or any big screen. Now let's get back to the video. Mistake number 1, kicking from your knees. The most common kick mistake is bending your knees too much. Many swimmers kick like they're paddling a bicycle underwater. This creates enormous drag and requires tons of energy. It's like trying to push a shopping cart with the wheels locked. You're working hard, but not getting any benefits. When you bend your knees too much, you're pushing the water down instead of backwards, which actually lifts your legs and drop your hips and torso, the opposite of what we want. And how do we fix this? Instead of bending your knees excessively, your kick should start from the hips with just a small knee bend. Think of your legs as long as whips, with the power coming from your core and hips. Your ankles should be loose and flexible, not stiff. Take a look at these 2 examples and think about kicking a ball. Do you kick it this way? Or do you kick it this way? This movement right here is exactly how 90% of beginner swimmers and intermediate swimmers as well, mainly their kick power comes from their knees. And this is where the rest of the swimmers generally kick, where the movement comes from the core and the hips, and using that to transfer the whole power into their foot. Now let's get back to kicking a ball. See how the whole movement comes from the hips and it's all transferred into the foot, so that power hits the ball with force? That's exactly how I want you to kick in the water as well. Let's practice this movement on land first. Stand tall, and now try to move your legs forward and back while keeping your knees relatively straight. Feel how the movement initiates from your hip flexors, not from your knees. The correct kick is much more efficient. With a knee kick dominant, you might feel that you're working a lot, but you're actually creating turbulence and drag. With a hip-driven kick, each movement contributes to a forward motion. If you continue kicking from your knees, you will tire out quickly and struggle to swim longer distances. But with a hip-driven kick, you'll maintain energy and you actually help you to propel yourself forward. Think of your legs like flexible fins rather than bicycle pedals. The power comes from the hips, travels down your leg, and finishes with a flick of your ankles, just like how a dolphin moves its tail. And the drill we're going to work on, it's called kickboard press down. Hold your kickboard flat on the surface of the water. And as you kick, press the front of the board slightly underwater. By slightly, I do not mean this. The slight press of the kickboard position naturally engages your core and promotes kicking from the hips. Do this for 425s, focusing on the feeling of the kick initiated from your hips. Your mental cue, it's whip from your hip and flick at the toe. For progression, try removing the kickboard and doing the same drill with arms extended in the streamline position. Second mistake, it's kicking too wide. The second major mistake is spreading your legs way too far apart whenever you kick. This is like trying to paddle a canoe with paddles that are way too wide. You create resistance against yourself. Wide kicks creates drag and actually slows you down while burning extra energy. They also throw you off your body alignment and makes your hips swing from side to side. And how do we fix this? Keep your kick narrow and within the shadow of your body width. On land, lay down on a mat and practice small, quick kicks while keeping your feet roughly hip width apart or closer. Notice how this engages your core muscles much more effectively. With a wide kick, you are essentially pushing the water outwards rather than backwards. This creates a lateral movement instead of a forward propulsion. With a narrow kick, all your energy goes into moving forward. If you continue with a wide kick, you waste energy pushing the water sideways and create body rotation that hurts your streamline. With a narrower kick, your body will stay aligned, and each kick will actually help you to move forward. Think of swimming through a narrow tube. Your kicks should stay within that tube rather than bumping against the sides. Your leg movement should be more up and down rather than out and in. And the drill we're going to work on, it's called a swim cap squeeze kicking or a pull buoy kick. Place a swim cap or a pull buoy between your legs just above your knees. Kick while keeping a light pressure on a cap or on a pull buoy to maintain proper width. Focus on keeping your legs within the body shadow. If you kick too wide, you will lose your swim cap or the pull buoy. This is a sign that you need to work more on your kicking technique. Now do this for 6 25s, alternating 25 with a cap or the pull buoy in between your legs and 25 without, maintaining the same kick width. One mental cue, it's kick through the pipe. For progression, increase the speed while maintaining narrow kick pattern. Now let's move on to mistake number 3, rigid ankles. Many swimmers keep their ankles stiff and rigid whenever they're kicking. Stiff ankles are like swimming with fins on but backwards. They catch the water in the wrong direction and creates drag instead of propulsion. Your feet should act like flexible fins, not rigid paddles. And how do we fix this? Develop ankle flexibility instead, so your feet can point slightly inwards at the end of each kick. On land, sit with your legs extended and practice pointing and flexing your feet. Then rotate your ankles in circles to increase mobility. For more advanced swimming specific flexibility, sit on your heels with the tops of your feet flat on the floor to stretch the front of your ankles. With rigid ankles, the surface area of your feet pushes against the water in the recovery phase of your kick, creating drag. But with flexible ankles, your feet slices through the water on the upward movement and then catch more water on the downward movement. If you continue with stiff ankles, you waste energy fighting the water instead of working with it. With flexible ankles, each downbeat of your kick will generate more propulsion with less effort. Think of your feet as natural flippers that bend with the water pressure. When your foot moves downward, it should be firm to push the water back. But whenever it moves upward, it should be relaxed to minimize the resistance. And for the drill, we're going to work on a vertical kick drill. Stand vertically in the water, and now we're going to practice a gentle flutter kick, focusing only on the ankle movement. Exaggerate the flexion and extension of your ankles as you kick. Do this for 30 seconds, then swim for another 25 meters, focusing on the same ankle movement. Repeat this 4 times. One mental cue: floppy feet on the way up and firm feet on the way down. For progression, try using fins for a few lengths to feel the correct ankle position. Then remove them and try to maintain that feeling without fins. Moving on into the mistake number 4, inconsistent kick rhythm. The 4th major mistake is having an irregular or inconsistent kick rhythm. An inconsistent kick is exactly like driving a car by constantly slamming the gas pedal and then brake. It wastes energy and creates a jerky motion. Many swimmers kick frantically for a few seconds, then let their legs drag, then kick hard again. And how do we fix this mistake? Instead, develop a steady and consistent kick rhythm that complements your arm stroke. On land, let's practice a metronome-like movement with your legs while standing. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're counting your kicks per each arm cycles, so per each 2 strokes. Then you can practice the same with 4-beat kick. And then you can go down to 2-beat kick. So basically, each 2 arm strokes, so each cycle of your arms, you should have a certain amount of kicks. 6, 4, or 2, which are the most common. Find the rhythm that works for your swimming style. In general, midway will be 4 kicks. With irregular kick, you create moments of acceleration and deceleration that wastes energy. With a steady rhythm, you maintain a constant proportion and a better body position. If you continue with this erratic kick pattern, you will experience moments of sinking and rising in the water, forcing you to work harder to maintain your body position. It should be steady and consistent, providing you continual stability and proportion. And the drill we're going to work on, it's called counting kicks drill. Swim freestyle while counting your kicks per arm cycle. Aim for either 2 kicks per cycle, 4 or 6 kick. Start with a 25 on focused counting. Then try to maintain that rate for another 25. Do this for 450s. And one mental cue, it's keep a steady tempo like a metronome. Now let's put all this together with some practice sets. So we speed up a bit the video. Make sure you take a screenshot. When practicing these sets, you might notice that your legs are getting tired quickly as you change your technique. And that's normal. Your muscles are learning the new movement pattern. Start with shorter distances and gradually build up. Focus on the water pressure against the tops of your feet on a downward kick. You should feel like you're grabbing and pushing the water backwards, not just moving your legs up and down. Making these 4 simple changes to your kick will transform your swimming experience. You will find yourself swimming longer distances without the burning sensation in your legs. Your body position will improve, making breathing easier and your overall stroke efficiency. One of my adult swimmers could not swim more than 50 meters without stopping before fixing his kick. He was kicking from the knees and he was creating so much drag that he was exhausted after each 2 lengths. And after working on these techniques for just 2 weeks, he completed his first continuous 500-meter swim. Remember, your kick isn't just about proportion, it's about balance and your body position too. A good kick, keep your hips high, reducing the drag and making everything else in your stroke work better. These small technique changes compound every time. Now imagine how much more enjoyable your swimming will be whenever your kick actually helps rather than exhausts you. If you found this video helpful, check out my complete freestyle mastery course. It takes you from the basics to a more advanced techniques, step-by-step video lessons that you can follow at your own pace. Try these drills from the video in your next swimming practice and let me know down in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more swimming techniques to follow. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss any videos.